here at Key Arena.
Lock it in.
Like that serve percentage is going to need to be pretty high for O'Connell here today. That second serve actually dropped a little bit in the kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
And Tommy loves to step inside the baseline to take it early.
Yeah, not typically a player that wins a heap of and a very high percentage off his serve alone. Uses the serve to set up a first point. Looks to come forward on anything short.
Seeing O'Connell really try to run around, get to that forehand in the ad corner. I think that's going to be pretty important as well.
Yeah, you're going to see Chris use a lot of slice backhands to look for that forehand. But has the ability to pass and win points off his backhand. But yeah, definitely looking for the forehand. That's his stronger ground stroke.
Oh, he went one-y.
Wow.
Tommy Paul going one-y with the pass.
Really didn't do enough with that volley. He actually, I think he thought Tommy might have given up on the point. That's a pretty good one, isn't it?
That's not bad.
Wow. Great technique there. I think his coach will be happy with that.
Big smile on the face right now, Brad Stein, indeed, yeah. So test here early for O'Connell.
Footy.
That's a decent little return. Yeah, Brad Stein did tell me earlier this morning, I know you and I both spoke with him, he said the serve and return is going to be so incredibly important here today between these two.
Yeah, gee, he brings a lot of experience, and giving all that to Tommy Paul at the moment.
Chance here early.
Advantage Paul.
up on that one-handed backhand to get himself into that point. Deuce now.
Yeah, that's going to be key. You can see already how you can see Tommy Paul's really going after the second serve return, and he's targeting the backhand, as we talked about before the match. Getting applauded there from Tommy Paul. But yeah, great response to a deep return.
That's going to be the pattern, right? That inside in forehand to get O'Connell stretched out to the deuce corner.
And he hit that well. A lot of weight on that ball. Really jumping off the court. Still quite hot out there, so fast conditions.
Second look for the American. Like that pattern too from O'Connell, right? He's trying to expand that court out wide for Paul and then get to that forehand in the ad corner.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Mike. You can see early also what the intent is of the Australian. Both players incredibly fast, incredibly fit.
Leg for service.
A little indecision there, costing O'Connell from the tee. Just driving the drop shot into the bottom of the net, not ideal.
A difficult shot to pull off consistently against someone with the wheels of Tommy Paul. Yep. Really having to soak up some pressure early here.
There he is, the break for the American, Tommy Paul. Quick lead, 1-love. And a point like that, as you see a 22-shot rally, and we're going to see a bunch of those here tonight. I just find myself wondering, how does O'Connell get through Tommy here tonight?
Yeah, that's a challenge, isn't it? You know, opportunity there at 30-15 with an easy volley to the open court. Didn't he? He'll really regret that. And I think the key is he's going to have to come forward and volleying, which he can do. When he's played his best tennis, he's been able to find ways to the net when the player's in the defensive part of the court. Not easy with Tommy Paul, though, because he's so fast and it's pretty hard to get him end range.
You know, a stat I want to make sure that I'm very clear. I didn't do the research on this, David, but I'm going to bring it up anyways because it favors me. Americans versus Aussies.
Oh, no. Okay.
Over the years, in the open era, 612 for the U.S., 502 for the Aussies.
Wow. We might need to go back a bit further.
We don't need to talk about that.
Now, Australia doing really well on the men's side at the moment, 10% of the top 100, but America also incredibly strong. New generation of players coming through.
Indeed. Tommy and Riley and Taylor and Big Foe leading the way over the years. Tiafoe with a win today, despite vomiting on the court.
Yeah.
Opelka with a win yesterday. Fritz will be in action against Jensen Brooksby tomorrow.
Yeah, Taylor Fritz and Tommy Paul, very good friends,
Yep.
played juniors together. Very strong birth year, that one from the United States.
At the time of that junior class, you also had Stefan Kozlov, who I believe got to number 2 in the World Junior rankings.
Very
Noah
successful.
Rubin
Yep.
won a Grand Slam.
Yeah, great athlete, Noah Rubin.
This youngster won the Roland Garros Junior Championships. Some time though to get to that point where he did feel comfortable. He was the one who was lagging behind the other 3, Tiafoe and Opelka and Fritz, and frankly, Tommy will say it, he needed to grow up.
Yeah, but isn't that great that he really, have that strong couple of guys around him to think, well, those guys can do what I can, and yeah, he's really caught up to them now, hasn't he?
Misses. How good was that forehand, though?
You can see his ability on that side.
Yep.
What a fast hand he possesses.
40-15.
Sort of a gooseneck take back on that forehand. That he really, really loose arm. Just so fast through contact.
Game ball.
Finish it off and consolidates to 2-love. I know how proud he was. His Brad Stein, a couple of clubs there, but he was very proud of that Queen's Club title this past summer, was Tommy. Winning it on the grass, a surface it's taken him some time to grow into a little bit.
Yeah, what a year. 3 titles and yeah, showing his all-court prowess. You mentioned there, winning the junior boys at Roland Garros. There wouldn't be too many Anglo-Saxons that have done that in recent times.
Exactly right. I've had 3 Americans do it in the last 12 years, I believe, for Tangelo. And one just last year, Kalen Bagoon.
Yeah, correct.
Sneaky, just missing on that volley, however.
Good awareness, though, by Tommy Paul. That's a play I think we'll see him doing as O'Connell uses slice to defend. He'll be sneaking in there looking for the volley. It's good awareness. You mentioned that Queen's title. Obviously went on to make a quarterfinal at Wimbledon. It's a really good indicator of grass court form, isn't it, that tournament?
Surprised to see a double here early, with Paul looking to step inside that baseline, take those returns early.
Yeah, he made it very clear his intent on return, didn't he, tonight? And I think he said earlier, very, very important for Chris O'Connell to have a high percentage of first serves. Would like to see him up there around 3 out of 4.
Caught the line. Hot Chris. We'll give him that. Game points for him.
Led for service.
So O'Connell does get on the board, but some damage done already. Paul with an early break lead at 2-1.
Paul leads by 2 games to 1.
Well, the lineup tonight around the grounds is absolutely electric. And you talk about some names out there right now. Djokovic, Alcaraz, Kyrgios. Two of them are in a little bit of trouble right now. Djokovic and Kyrgios both struggling just a little bit here. Djokovic down a set to Basavireddy. Kyrgios down 2 of them to Jake Fernley. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Fernley and Basavireddy coming through the collegiate system back in the States as Paul serves here 2-1. Tommy almost attending the University of Georgia right out of school, high school I should say. But winning that Roland Garros Boys Junior title, there was a lot of pressure on him to turn pro.
Kenny Rogers' school, isn't it? He loves the men's tennis team there at the University of Georgia, or he used to come watch there.
Decent history there. Got a couple of kids on tour now from Georgia. Quinn and Alex Mickelson almost attending as well. For Mickelson over Tsitsipas earlier today.
Yeah, that was impressive. So you can see the versatility of Tommy Paul, expecting the slice return right on top of that.
Errors off that forehand wing and trouble here at 15-30. And that forehand gets away as well. So O'Connell grabbing 2 chances. 15-40.
You can see his father there, Ian.
15-14.
Really big part of his son's tennis journey. The coach himself, it's him there in the middle. Just to his right is Chris's partner, Olivia Stevenson. There's Olivia.
Back in when he does come forward. Save 1.
30-14. Deuce.
Feels like he's doing a good job mixing things up, not being too predictable going out to that backhand wing.
Yeah, kick first serve, serve and volley out there last time. Heated down the tee that time. Yeah, spot on there.
Slider out wide. This is in both of his service games early. And that's kind of that question, right? How many you come over the top, how many you slice on that backhand wing, and Paul is willing to keep asking that question.
Yeah, and also where you make contact with the ball. Do you allow the spin to come out of the ball, or do you take on the rise, which he tried to do on the last shot there? It's going to be one of the key features of the game, is whether Chris O'Connell can really get that across to Tommy Paul's backhand. If Tommy's getting a lot of forehands from the middle of the court, that's not a great thing for Chris O'Connell.
Would say the sun, but it's not up there.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't let that one bounce. That was above the roof of the stadium there, and I'd say 9 times out of 10 a player would let that bounce, especially on a clear night where it's very hard to hit that off such a height. Yeah, he knows it.
It's just drilled into so many players that they have to try to take away time, kind of lose that with the ball that high. That's remarkably good. What a pickup on that second ball from O'Connell, right at the ankles. Deals with it well to 30-15.
Really very effective when he takes that return early, isn't it? Well inside the baseline. And such good depth.
Mistimed it there. And that return again with that contact point with meter plus inside the baseline. Clutch hold there from Christopher O'Connell, keeping things tight midway through the first at 3-2.
Paul leads by 3 games to 2.
And the aggressive return position, I believe last year ended at about 90% for Tommy Paul inside the baseline, about 2 meters inside the baseline. It's just so difficult to deal with if that second serve is not very effective.
And 90% is extraordinary high number on the men's tour. The only one I can think I've seen higher would be Holger Rune. I think it was 93% for the year, which is extraordinary. But yeah, obviously have to have very good timing, because the ball's really jumping up at you with a lot of fizz on the ball, a lot of spin. So to be able to do that, you have to be very good footwork and some real skill to handle the weight of the shot up there. And Tommy has both those things.
What's the counter to it?
Well, it's hard, isn't it? You know, I think you've obviously got to be, if you realise the player's doing that, you body serve a lot. I think the other obvious one is take a little bit off your first serve and make sure make sure you're getting it in, really. If you're constantly feeling the threat, it's not a nice feeling.
Gorgeous night here in Melbourne. Looking for about the same tomorrow. Chance of the wet stuff on Wednesday when we get into the second round. Hopefully Actually, a little bit less than what we saw yesterday.
Stunning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, gorgeous out here. Good crowds on hand throughout. Well, 3-2. Couple of missed volleys here from Tommy Paul. But again, I think O'Connell's just really kind of forcing that issue, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's in the right spot there. He's got the shot he wanted, just couldn't execute.
Not bad, that backhand over the top there, up the line as well to love 30.
Put a little bit extra heat on that one, didn't he? Yeah, really came over it well. Technically very good off both sides. And he's going to have to pull the trigger at times. You know, he's playing one of the best players in the world.
Showing that serve at 199 down the tee. This time, no mistakes around the net. Improves him to 5 of 9 inside the box. Again, most of those approaches coming through, and he sees that O'Connell backhand opening up a little bit.
He served well from love 30 down this game.
Just misses wide. Caught the baseline, but a little bit wide, so Paul survives another test. 4-2.
Paul leads by 4 games to 2. Pause here, please.
Just his ability with that speed, right? To get his legs where they need to be able to drive that forehand on the run.
Yeah, that's a good point, Mike. He really uses his speed to be aggressive. You can see a lot of guys have the speed and often quite defensive players, but Tommy's really using his speed to come onto the ball and really get something extra on the ball.
Yeah, that backhand when under duress has been so money over the years.
Love 15.
He handled that really well off the line.
I love the decision.
Yeah, we just talked about that earlier, didn't we? When to pull the trigger, that wasn't it then. Really needs to develop the point. A couple of shots more. Not easy, though. Really good returning there from Tommy Paul.
Couple of unforced errors here, and O'Connell staring at his team
Love 14.
down the barrel of it right now. 3 chances for Paul. Only needs the 1.
Game Paul.
Clean as a whistle. Tommy Paul, the insurance break. 5-2 into the ball change.
Paul leads by 5 games to 2.
Some of these clean moments here from Tommy, right? That ability for him, right? Loves to stay on top of the baseline, but then as soon as he sees a ball that he realizes is going to be driven, that ability to retreat 2 meters, 3 meters, and still have offensive capabilities back there.
Yeah, as you said, he gets back, sets himself to be able to go forward into the ball again. But just a really difficult opponent to play because he's so fast and really no obvious weaknesses at all. It becomes the first mistake you start to make is you overplay. And you can see that's why what happened there to Chris O'Connell, pulled the trigger quite early. And, yeah, and understandably why, but he really has to really be diligent here, not to rush into trying to finish the point before there's an opportunity to do so.
Well, Tommy Paul has served a very solid 68% so far on the night. Talked about that idea that serve and return was going to be so important here, and he's handling those capabilities very, very well. Trying to close out this first set with the new balls in his pocket. 5-2. Just really good hands to be able to redirect that casually up the line.
Yeah, just opened up the court so effectively there with a well-placed first serve. Yeah, very rare you see a real top player like that miss a serve by that margin, even apologising to his opponent there. Definitely a bit rattled, hit a double fault.
Little steps to be able to get to that forehand, drive it a little bit better inside out there.
He's got a lot of trust in his game, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Doesn't look rushed at all.
Physio Franco Herrero back home in Florida, I know, loving that footwork right there. And a couple of set points.
40-15. Game and first set.
Nice way to close out this first set for Tommy Paul. Dominant there, 6-2 for the American. O'Connell serving to start this second set. Six times to the net in that first set. And I think you and I both thought that that was going to be a higher number.
Yeah, I think it has to be, though. He has to keep doing it. Even though it wasn't so successful in that first set, that's the way into the match. He's got to keep coming forward, looking to finish points as soon as he gets the opportunity.
successful jaunts moving forward here in the opener for O'Connell. Brad Stein, nobody's sitting next to him. Doesn't have anybody to chat with here. Paige Lorenz, Tommy's girlfriend, seated right behind Mr. Stein. Influencer. Not bad.
You can see Chris is going to the forehand there. And Tommy Paul's so effective off that backhand second serve return. Tommy Paul pretty good off the forehand as well.
Yep. Important to hold there for O'Connell to reset here early in the second set.
Yeah, really important hold there.
First game, Sanderson.
I was coaching Australia's top player at the time, Samantha Stozer, and I enlisted Chris O'Connell at 14 to play some practice sets. And I was so impressed with his diligence. Lovely, quiet kid. The deal was, though, if he practiced with Sam, I'd have to give him a lift home. But that ended up being more than an hour away over in the northern beaches from Homebush there, where they play United Cup. And then when I got home, there was a tennis court out the front of his home. So I could see the connection there.
Yeah.
But yeah, lovely young kid.
He is. Quite
quiet, but really went about his business. Yeah, impressed me from the first moment.
Miss there. That's for Tommy here.
Yeah, Tommy Paul's so accurate with his serving tonight so far. Using the box so well.
Oh, it's well done. He's looking for it.
I really like that play. Deep slice cross court, opening up some space, has the courage to step in, hit the next shot here, really rifles it through the line. Or the tennis purist at home will love that one-hand backhand up the line there. Tommy Paul congratulating on the shot.
30-15.
Of the game. 5th of the night. Just a little bit back. So again, you know, very simplistic here, David, but again, this ability for O'Connell to be out in front early in the set, you know, just allow some scoreboard pressure to factor in. I know it's early, but pretty basic there. That hold to start.
A little bit of an opening here, 30 all.
It's always fascinated me. You talk about Christopher O'Connell being quiet. Tommy's also a very quiet young man as well. I always thought it was really interesting. He started dating an influencer. That whole job is to not be quiet. It seems to be working out quite well for the two of them. Oh, well done. Some great linear tennis here from Chris O'Connell to deuce.
Yeah, really going through the lines well, as you said. Onto this forehand so early. There's a little bit of space to work with. Really committed well going forward there. Yeah, that's encouraging for him.
It's an opportunity for O'Connell and really getting into that Paul forehand, really pinning him down in that corner.
Advantage O'Connell.
Great chance, 0 for 2 so far. Here for Chris O'Connell, 2-love.
It really showed some extra aggression there, that game. Got rewarded.
O'Connell leads by 2 games to love.
And listen, as you said, the aggression, it's that backhand line from the ad corner and the forehand going up the line from that ad corner where he knows he's going to be spending a lot of his time.
Yeah, he really did well there. The previous point as well, Tommy Paul, for the first time, had gone out wide on the second. Yeah, and there's Dad Ian, loves it. Partner Olivia.
Paul looking at his strings a little bit. With the temperature dropping, he might have to adjust a bit. Tighten up those strings.
Led for service.
Chris O'Connell really picked it up here. Started this second set perfectly.
Christopher O'Connell bouncing back very, very well early in this second set.
O'Connell leads by 3 games to love.
Sorry. Excuse me. Can I get a...
O'Connell looking for some extra bananas here. We have also just had, in the last couple of hours, we've had a couple of retirements. Jerry Shang retiring down a set and a break. Grigor Dimitrov also just retiring in his match against Passaro, who was a lucky loser. What a lucky spot indeed.
Wow, yeah. It's amazing how the draw can open up so quickly.
But the physicality obviously taking a toll on these players.
Yeah, and we mentioned Francis Tiafoe out there. It's quite distressing scenes earlier, really. But incredible how he, I don't know how he ended up coming back and winning that. It was really done for him. Losing some fluids on the court.
Well, this Aussie crowd here going to continue to get loud as this night progresses. Should also mention, obviously, Nick Kyrgios is in action right now. When his match ends, you're going to have an even bigger crowd coming into Kia Arena. It's already pretty full in here.
Yeah, as we mentioned, Australia off to a great start today. 6 from 6 so far.
First time that Tommy has played in Aussie here at the Australian Open.
15 all.
Had a good day at the office as his Eagles winners in the NFL playoffs as well. I think he might be the one person who is not upset about Tanasi Kokonakis taking an extra bit of time out here on court, as he was able to watch the entirety of that win for the Eagles over the Packers.
Yeah, a lot of the US players, they really follow their college sport or their professional teams.
Please.
Oh, it's beautiful.
That's a great point. Really spreading the court well, using both forehand cross, sharp angle.
30-15.
This backhand coming up here, takes it on the rise, creates space, anticipating Tommy Paul's going to slice that. That's a fantastic point. Great execution.
6 winners, 0 unforced errors in this set right now for O'Connell. Oh, that's not bad.
Game hold.
So on the scoreboard is Tommy Paul 3-1.
O'Connell leads by 3 games to 1.
The aces here in the set, 6 for the day. Obviously, this crowd again getting more and more participatory. Tommy is going to handle it pretty well typically.
There's Father Ian again.
How's his stress level right now?
He's looking pretty calm though. Surrounded by the hot Chris team. Yeah, not an easy thing as a parent and a coach, but yeah, very important not to show too much emotion. Definitely no negative.
Just lovely. Gets there, able to load up those legs once again, finds that forehand down the line.
You mentioned at the start of the call how important his footwork was for Tommy Paul. Just so aggressive with his feet. Yeah, quick setup and then commitment forward through contact.
It's pretty remarkable because, you know, going back to his early career when he just turned pro, and you saw good Tommy days and bad Tommy days. It just wasn't consistent.
Yeah, sign of good player isn't when they bring up that bottom level. That gap between their best and their poorer days becomes quite small.
This just feels like it's a completely different Christopher O'Connell here in the second.
Yeah, he's playing at a good level now, isn't he, Christopher?
30-15.
They're really hitting his backhand cross well, creating space, and that's what he wants to be able to do off that side. I feel like he's being a bit more aggressive this set and taking it a lot earlier to be able to do that. I feel like O'Connell this set has decided he's going to go over his backhand a little bit more.
Yeah.
He's not using the slices often. And the one-hander has the ability to get around the outside of that ball. So when it jumps off the court, the opponent, extra couple of steps to their left.
Yeah, he's coming over the top right now at a 63% clip on that backhand side.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a change in tactics off that side, isn't it, on the second set? Really paying dividends for the man from the northern beaches of New South Wales.
Well, it's a riskier play going into that doubles alley, but it does pay off. O'Connell survives that test 4-1 in the second.
O'Connell leads by 4-1.
Well, temperature has dropped a little bit with that sun setting, and again, players likely to make an adjustment, maybe about a pound on the string.
Yeah, as the temperature gets cooler, they tend to go a little bit looser. Need to get the ball through the court a bit more. Yeah, Melbourne can really change quickly in the weather, so often the stringers have to be ready.
These guys probably prepared, however, for that temperature drop and had one at the ready.
Yeah, that's right, Mike.
4 aces in the set, one in at least one, I should say, in all 3 service games.
Yeah, most players would start a match around 6 rackets would be about the average. And as you said, I'd have about 3 the same, and then some 1 or 2 either way, up or down.
David, I didn't see you jump out and grab that one. I think that was within your range.
A bit too much competition.
40 long.
I believe in America, if you catch that ball in the stadiums, you're allowed to keep it. Is that correct?
Absolutely correct.
I guess the baseball tradition, isn't it?
It is. I think we should make it a tennis tradition, too. I'd also say for you, David, because that was about a 63-second hold there. Legendary broadcaster Harry Carey always carried the net with him so he could catch those foul balls. Those very quick holds like that can certainly sometimes lead to some positivity on the return side.
Yeah, it puts the pressure straight back on very quickly, doesn't it? Great serve there, creating a lot of angle.
Moment, a perfect 10 of 10 for serve points for O'Connell in the set. Still 0 unforced errors as well.
Yeah, really at the highest level at the moment.
So there's the first unforced on that forehand. I think you and I are both going to say that's an acceptable miss, though, continuing to go after that ball and that aggressive forehand.
Yeah, I think he obviously has to remind himself how he's gotten up in this second set. And yeah, no, got to have to be aggressive here. Keep taking the game to Tommy Paul.
That's the thing, that ability to sustain level, right? And listen, it's a good return. You're really kind of forcing the issue, but that ability to sustain level is a very, very difficult to do.
Yeah, as you said, there was a period there was no unforced errors at all, and huge serving. Hard to maintain that a whole set.
To the well and is rewarded.
Great point for Christopher O'Connell there.
30 all.
Yeah, good point construction. No hesitation in moving forward on the defensive shot. That's when he's at his best.
Really good work from Paul there, was looking to crush and rush, then had to reset the point, but stayed in his patterns and gets his first break chance of the set.
Yeah, I think on that second serve of Chris O'Connell's to the deuce side, he hasn't hit any second serves out wide. And I think Tommy Paul's really leaning and looking for the forehand from the serve in the middle of the court.
Didn't miss by much, but that backhand getting away from Paul. The deuce we go.
Got away with one there. Chris O'Connell, really quick return. A little bit short on his first shot. That's good, he's taking his time here.
Leg persons. Advantage O'Connell.
Father, Coach Ian, looking quite calm.
Hasn't smiled yet, though.
He's got the game face on.
Just a few times where O'Connell here in the set has had to go to that backhand slice and just immediately pushed off that baseline.
Yeah, Tommy Paul, as we said earlier, just such a fast arm, able to really create space with the court on his forehand side. Puts a lot of pressure to have to hit a really good quality slice, not to be running on the next ball.
Oh, what a swing!
Very well struck forehand to win that point.
Advantage O'Connell.
Tommy Paul-esque.
Went inside in here and then absolutely unloaded on this one. A laser.
It's an impressive hold. Christopher O'Connell maintaining that presence out in front. 5-2 here in the second.
O'Connell leads by 5-2.
A lot of grit there, wasn't it? That was a huge hold for Christopher O'Connell. Composed himself well. And there you go, we're just talking about he's got a restring there, and I would imagine he's gone down possibly 1 or 2 pounds.
It's the first time he faced some adversity, right? A couple of unforced errors mixed in there, but just that dogged determination from him while still going after his aggressive play.
Yeah, and I think that's, look, he's no doubt that's the change between the first and the second set. Increased aggressiveness, especially off that backhand side. Really standing up on the court. And he's forced to play like that against Tommy Paul, isn't he?
Yeah, he's gone from 58% over the top of the backhand to 66% here in this second set. So just that little difference that's paying off under the lights here in Melbourne. Tommy Paul and Christopher O'Connell for the 4th time in their careers. Paul with a 2-1 edge, 2-0 at tour level. But this is some set right now from Christopher O'Connell. Paul serving to stay in it. Game away from a ball change as well. It's 2-5. How did that ball stay in?
That's some quality hitting there, wasn't it?
Unreal.
Ping pong. Standing and delivering, both players. Very good mix up through the line there. And I think you're right. I think Chris O'Connell expected this to float long.
It just had that height, right?
Yeah. He was there. Another injection of pace there as well.
15-all.
Yeah, well done. And I think, yeah, Tommy wants to get forward a little bit more as well. He's only had 4 net appearances here in this set after 10 in the first. But part of that is just the fact that O'Connell's hitting as big as he is.
Yeah, that's right. Tommy Paul very proficient finishing at the net.
18.
Yeah, both players serving incredibly high level. Tommy Paul, 85% first serves one.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that has been, though, the detriment. 3 of 9 on the second serve points right now in the set for Tommy Paul to 40-30 here.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Huge success of his first serve, but I think Chris O'Connell's aware of that. So that the opportunity he does get on the second, he's decided to be very aggressive.
Oh. Sometimes those moments, those shots that just leave you breathless there. That ball sliding away from the O'Connell forehand, pretty nasty.
O'Connell leads by 5 games to 3.
Forces the issue, does Paul, and it is a ball change here at 5-3. O'Connell has only lost a single point on first serve here in this set, 14 of 15.
Thank you, Paul.
He's done very well, being very efficient on the first serve and first point of his service games here.
Yeah. Very important, that first point, isn't it?
Yep. That's just phenomenally good. Again, using that slider, right? An effective one to find the forehand for 15 left.
Going back behind him here. Paul covering the open court, slipping. Yeah, leading the other way. I think his foot just on that Melbourne sign there. I think so. Had some great quality tennis from both sides of the court there.
32 shots. And yeah, just a little bit fatigued on that final forehand. Yeah, really needing these full 25 seconds here is Christopher O'Connell. In fact, looking over at that serve clock.
That's smart there, though. Not rushing himself. Very physical point. Taking his time. The great Rafael Nadal did that so well, didn't he, over his career?
Yep.
Such a physical player also.
Yeah, to the open court, O'Connell just having to guess. 30 all.
30 all.
Set point.
Yeah, well-placed serve from Christopher O'Connell. Had sensed that his opponent there had been blocking that forehand. Not a particularly fast serve, but very well placed. Smart serving there, good awareness.
Driven well. That flat backhand from Tommy Paul to deuce now.
Yeah, it really took the time away there. Sign of a good player. Trusting his weapons on the big points.
Another ball where he just goes full blast. Tommy Paul creating a great chance here.
Yeah, quality point. What a return. Anticipating getting a short first ball here from O'Connell. Just so quickly up to the next shot. He just rifles that cross court. There's too much heat on it there.
Slid well up the tee.
Yeah. Again, took a bit of pace off it, 175. But there was some movement on the ball.
Dad's calm. The rest of the team a little bit nervous.
A bit pensive.
Yeah. Stretched on that forehand side again. That Paul backhand line creating the error.
Just on that play there, I feel Chris O'Connell leaning to his left there. Tommy Paul realising it, going through the line. Just absorb some more pressure here.
This one bounce. He does. He misses long. Back to deuce. Paul 0 for 3 on his chances in the set.
Mixing up his serve really well. 199 out wide there.
Deuce.
Followed up by a swing volley to the open court. Had previous points slid one down the tee, so really mixing up his location in the box. It's 203 down the tee. Chris O'Connell's got some adrenaline pumping at the moment.
More importantly, he's got a set point.
Just so effective serving this set. Incredible stats. Went big again there.
That felt like a very, very tight error.
Deuce.
Yeah, arm got a bit tight there, as you say. Needs to regroup here.
Especially, I think about that fact that the inside-in forehand has been the one that's worked so well for him in that ad corner.
Yeah, possibly a little indecisive there. Yeah.
It's going to be a third opportunity
Advantage
for
O'Connell.
Christopher O'Connell.
Yeah, looking for a newer ball here.
Just feels like the first game where he hasn't really gone after that same linear type of shots that have been working through the set.
Yeah, that last one just rushed it. Getting some advice here from Ian, his dad and coach. Her partner, Olivia, looks a little bit stressed. I'm sure she's seen a few matches.
Yeah, no doubt.
But this is an important one.
Just phenomenally good. Great awareness.
Yeah, really not an easy shot to hit under that much pressure. Compose himself well. Absolutely the right time to hit it, though. Tommy Paul stranded behind the baseline from having to receive such a strong first serve. Yeah. Well done, Chris O'Connell there.
Thought he had that one.
Oh, what a point.
Chris O'Connell! Spectacular stuff! Hanging on down the stretch here in the second, and best of 5 becomes best of 3.
Wow, what a point. Really using all the tools in his kit bag there. Yeah, great composure under a lot of pressure there the whole game.
Yeah.
Gee, served well. That short little backhand cross to set that point up was, I don't think he could have hit any better.
It's the body English to get it over there. But listen, just a cleaner set, right? And 8 unforced errors there from O'Connell, the majority of them in the last 2 games. Just so clean at the beginning and just held on for dear life at the end.
Yeah, we spoke about they were both serving at a really high level on their first serve. Second serve under the 50% threshold that they consider would be acceptable. But the stat there, Tommy Paul, 0 from 3, break point 1.
Yep.
So, yeah, good job for Chris O'Connell to absorb the pressure and really played a high-level set throughout.
Went from 3 winners in that first set to 12 in the second. And again, really, we just have to talk about that aggression level from O'Connell, and he's going to have to stick with it here.
Yeah, there was a distinct difference, wasn't there, at the start of the second, especially coming over his backhand. I think he didn't like being bullied around in that first set and really stood up to Tommy Paul.
Time.
You know, looking at the stats, David, Mike Cation, David Taylor here joining you on this broadcast as we're about to begin set number 3. We talked about it midway through the set when it was, what, 4-1, maybe 5-2. At that time, O'Connell was hitting about 64th time. Starts with an ace, and we should point out right now that this crowd has gotten bigger, it's gotten louder, and that is because of the fact that Nick Kyrgios has been bounced over at Cain Arena. Straight set loss for Kicks to Jake Fernley, the former TCU Horned Frog and breakout star of the back half of the 2024 season, moving up about 600 spots in the rankings into the top 100. He is a force.
A horned frog.
A horned frog.
That's a mascot, is it?
Go Frogs. Cam Norrie, also a proud horned frog.
He had some cane toads.
No idea what a cane toad is.
North Queensland, they're not the most attractive looking animal, but they're found up there in northern Australia.
Gonna have to do some Google searching on that one. The point being, with Kyrgios out, you have a huge crowd from John Cain Arena right next door moving into Kia Arena. Yeah, we'll handle. I'm always just so envious, frankly, coming from the States. The love and passion for the Aussie players here at this slam is unlike any other.
Yeah, and as we said earlier in the broadcast, having a lot of players in the top 100, it really makes a difference, doesn't it? Yeah, the crowd really, it's a lot of players to support.
He's there for a call. Very quick hold to start this third set. A couple of aces mixed in there, 9 on the day for Tommy Paul. Again, these guys have played 3 times previously. O'Connell winning at a challenger level back in 2019, the 5-setter epic Roland Garros in 2021. Paul winning that one 10-8 in the 5th set. And in Adelaide 2 years ago now, pretty tight 4 and 5 in that one. So these two know each other well and they really know how to push each other's buttons. Very entertaining couple of sets so far.
I mentioned earlier that I came across Christopher O'Connell there many years ago when he was a youngster, getting coached in the state squad in New South Wales, Sydney, by Sandon Stolly, and I believe he also may be a horny frog.
Okay, we're gonna correct the terminology. It's horn.
Oh,
horn.
Excuse me.
That seems different. Oh my. It trickles over. What a brutal way to end an incredible point.
Yeah, didn't do it justice to finish at that point. There was some really impressive ball striking in there.
Tell you that O'Connell did not think one of those balls was coming back. He had stayed frozen, had to reset the point entirely.
Yeah, change direction ability. He's just outstanding, isn't it, from Tommy Paul?
Back to coming over the top of that backhand well is O'Connell. With a little bit less pressure here at the beginning of a set.
Yeah, he's determined to maintain that court position, isn't he? Not to be pushed back by the offensive return position of Tommy Paul there.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
Feet, hands, all on display. It's 15-30.
15-13.
I thought Chris hit not a bad shot here. Obviously, really opening up the court, but yeah, too good, Tommy Paul.
Led for service.
Just a bit back. Really good slider tee there.
30-all.
Yeah, Paul is having to guess here with the quality and mixing up of the O'Connell serves. He wants to have a look at that one. He is going to have a look at it. This close call. Oh my. 2 millimeters.
Yeah, not much in that, is there?
Yeah, once again, uses it very effectively. Seeing Paul retreat to deuce now, and Paul missing out on his last 4 break chances.
O'Connell handling the moment well here. Another quality serve on a big point. Really good court position to hit that shot.
Breathtaking stuff right now. O'Connell up to the task.
I mean, this forehand here would be a winner against most opponents. Smart shot here, playing the percentages, deep approach. That's a pretty good lob.
It was.
O'Connell getting some good air there. Ooh. Yeah, that was close.
Left for service.
With that call, but it definitely wide there. That forehand, that inside outer there from Paul was just superb. 3 straight games where Paul's had at least 1 look. Time for this on that very aggressive return position.
In.
Quite find that shape, and yeah, it just feels like we've hit this stretch, right? And again, tracing back to that second set, just constantly under the thumb of Tommy Paul, even if the break hasn't come.
Yeah, pretty ambitious shot selection on that last one there. Good thing, just taking his time, getting some advice from his box there.
Just didn't quite get the quality on that tricky backhand volley, and Paul finds another chance.
Yeah, Chris O'Connell leaning the other way there. Great speed from Tommy Paul here. Just not able to get anything on that backhand volley. Easy put away for Tommy Paul.
an early break here in this third set for Tommy Paul. 2-love. 3 straight sets, David, where we have had an early break.
Yeah, and you see Brad Stein there. I think that sitting to Brad's left, Sebastian Kozarin, fitness trainer, Tommy Paul. Well, there you go. 86% chance. When he gets an early break in the set, he wins it. That's above the top 100 average.
The crowd continuing to file in here. It's
a lot of people coming in at the moment.
Going to have to manage that, both of these guys. There is some movement in the crowd.
There is a lot of movement. That's quite distracting. I think the ushers incorrectly let them in there.
I will say, you know, listen, I saw it during the Kokkinakis match before it, and it's happening now with the fact that we're again getting that influx of crowd. There's been lines, so at times they've had to actually say, well, we have 2 seats in this section now available, and yeah, it's a really tricky time for them.
Yeah, record attendance today.
How does he do it? How does Tommy Paul do it?
Puts the skates on.
It's Usain Bolt.
30-15.
Good aggressive return here. Just needed to maintain the aggressiveness with the volley. Didn't have much punch on the volley there, unfortunately. Tommy there with a lot of time to spare. He's quick. Yeah, when a lot of the other players talk about your speed, you must be quick, and you often hear Tommy's name mentioned at the fastest players on the tour.
So pretty quick couple of holds for Tommy Paul with a break sandwiched in the middle. 3-love for the American here in the third. The craziest part with the speed too, David, is he recovers so well. You know, we saw that incredible point there, and we show a shot of him in the return position, and he's just breathing normally.
Yeah, fresh as a daisy.
Yeah. Might be like Francis Tiafoe vomiting on the court at that moment.
Hopefully not. Yeah, you rarely see him out of breath or in never really any due rest, do you? Even in the latter stages of some of these 5-set matches that I've watched.
Think about Cam Norrie, who's, you know, has that extra lung capacity that's been well talked about. I wonder if Tommy's got something similar.
Yeah, he's a good athlete, isn't he?
Time.
Such a dynamic, exciting player. Consistently at the latter stages of the Grand Slams now, Tommy Paul.
Last year, round of 16, the U.S. quarterfinal Wimbledon, has a semifinal appearance here.
Yeah, America getting a finalist of their home slam there last year in Taylor Fritz. A player that this Tommy Paul grew up with, had a lot of success in juniors with.
And it just continues to push all of them. Opelka was, you know, really
come back well, hasn't he?
Yeah. depth on the stretch again from Tommy Paul.
A real important game here for Christopher O'Connell. It's only a break. The scoreline's love 3, but he needs to hold on here. And a great depth there.
Listen, there's been a drop-off as well with the serve percentage for O'Connell early in this third set as well. Has dropped below 50%. Going to give Paul some more opportunity to use that incredible aggression. Incredibly available for Tommy there.
Yeah, I think he might have changed his mind. I thought Tommy might have lined up the line there, and then last minute was going to go cross court.
Almost got a smile out of him there. I think he's thinking the same thing. Knew that it was a wide open opportunity.
A wry smile.
Yeah, just again stepping in, taking that return early, and generates a break chance for the 4th straight return game.
Yeah, I think you brought up a real accurate point there about O'Connell serving this set. It's really gone down. He's felt the pressure immediately.
Yeah, 3 of 9 on second serve points with a 47% serve percentage. Did well just to stay in that point. Again, a very aggressive return. Had to just dig it out, get it back in play. To deuce we go. Overcooked it.
That's a pity.
Advantage Paul.
Second look at the game, 4th of the set. Three of 10 so far today is Tommy Paul. How crucial is that first serve?
Quality first serve there. Saving another break point.
Oh, that's it.
Well left.
Quite a lead.
Good eye. Yeah.
Advantage O'Connell.
He's got some good speed, Tommy Paul. That was a quality serve that really took him outside the doubles alley there, and he was there on the opposite side of the court with interest for the pass.
much explored right now. My word.
What a point.
Quality right now as we go to another deuce, number 3.
Deuce.
Off the charts right now. Again, that shot is a winner against, what, 85, 90% of players. But Paul finds a way to make it offensive.
Really using all their skills there.
Yeah. Almost finds its way into the court.
Yeah, that's quite an interesting stat there. Points played on serve. 90 points on serve for O'Connell compared to just 57 for his opponent. That's extraordinary, isn't it?
Yeah.
So really having to work so much harder on his end of the court.
Oh, come on.
That's too good.
And it goes back to kind of what we were talking about at the end of that second set, David. The idea that, you know, sustaining your highest level is so hard to do when you are just under pressure consistently.
Yeah. See, this is an impressive shot here, cutting the angle of movement and pulling the trigger.
Once again, Paul's waiting. O'Connell's looking at that serve clock, trying to take every second allotted to him. And more power to him. Needs it. O'Connell looks cooked right now.
Yeah, he's under enormous pressure here, isn't he? He's an incredible efficient athlete, his opponent tonight.
To add to what you were just saying, David, I mean, this idea of extra points, 25 points for O'Connell in this set to 10 for Tommy. And yet Paul's not able to deliver this knockout blow as of yet. He is 1 of 5 on his chances here.
Chris O'Connell really showing some grit here. That's great to see. His whole career has been one of such great resilience. Really worked so hard to give himself such opportunities. What a point. Wow.
The level that O'Connell's having to reach right now to earn points is absurd.
That's an incredible pickup from Tommy Paul there.
And finally finds a hold to 3-1. 9 minutes, 46 seconds to get there.
Paul leads by 3 games to 1.
Jeez, he's worked hard for that.
Okay, he's asking which towel. I think I might forget 2 after a 10-minute hold.
It's unusual, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think he's just so focused on the task at hand, wasn't he? I really do. He's forgotten whether he's red or blue. He's showing a lot of heart there to hold serve, and really important game to show his opponent that he's in it for the long haul. Oh, the ushers have opened up the doors again, haven't they?
Well, he's got a return winner. Turns up the heat there. Pretty efficient points here.
He's got a live arm.
Yep.
Great style there. He's watching good tennis in his coaching career, hasn't he?
And jumped in the yard with.
I was just thinking exactly the same thing.
30-15.
I don't think that's a very safe play.
It's never, that didn't really catch on, did it?
No.
No.
For good reason.
I think a female winner may have, one of the women went out there one year, I do believe, actually, but no, it didn't become a trend.
Yeah, just pushed it wide, yep. I know it's a thing in Houston now. They've got a pool set up, which seems like a better situation. It's a little more clean.
Very popular for water sports, but not so much for swimming, the Yarra.
First test of the set for Paul. In the Aussie colors provided by New Balance.
40-30.
Sloppy misses for Paul in this game. To deuce we go.
Deuce.
Context to that, Paul is +3 on the winners to unforced error count. O'Connell -6.
Advantage ball.
Missed opportunity there. Chris O'Connell angry at himself for missing that second serve return.
Second double of the night for Tommy.
Advantage ball.
Comes right back. Good answer. 10th of the night.
2-12 up the tee. That's a big serve.
Oh, wonderful.
Great shot.
Yeah, some of that defense turning to offense now for O'Connell. Coming over the top well.
Lovely one-hand pass there, Chris O'Connell.
Good point construction there from Tommy once he was able to get that baseline back. Pushing O'Connell side to side.
That's great moving from Chris O'Connell there. It's a quality backhand up the line from Tommy Paul. Really good defensive skills. Becoming a really physical match.
And I just keep thinking about that work rate for O'Connell to stay in all of these service games as he's done. Now to kind of push the issue here. And it feels like it's a must break with that work rate as high as it is.
That's fantastic backhand up through the line there. Look at this. Very nice to watch. Yeah. Tommy Paul applauding that shot.
Almost able to track it down. That's brave and cheeky out of Tommy Paul with the big kicker out wide, serve and volley back to deuce.
Yeah, smart tennis against a one-hander there. Good awareness from Tommy Paul.
Advantage Paul.
Held that well. Forehand finish into the corner. Paul survives that break point down. Gets it to 4-1. And that's what I keep thinking about, the idea of, you know, so much effort put into these service games, then summons the energy to get into a return game like that. To be left wanting is such a disheartening thing for Christopher O'Connell, who's right now being visited by the trainer. Yeah, I didn't hear a call for the physio. No. You can see, we did see when he changed his shirt, he does have pretty heavy strapping on that right shoulder. Looks like that might just be an electrolyte replenishment, potentially.
Yeah, he's really doing some work out there, isn't he?
Yeah.
Chris O'Connell. He's taking some pickle juice there. That's to stop cramps coming on. Yeah, he really is working at a very high rate. It's a little bit frustrating when you look over the other side of the net, and he's just such an efficient athlete.
Yeah.
Tommy Paul. Most Federer was very famous for hardly breaking a sweat.
Right.
And you can see Tommy Paul doesn't even have a wristband. Just looks so in control physically, doesn't he?
I mean, that shirt is dry.
He would have been a young boy with a lot of energy, I think, Tommy Paul.
So a couple words for Chris with his team and coach and father Ian up in the stands as he comes out to serve here at 1-4. Again, multiple deuce games. 3 deuces, then 4 deuces in his 2 service games so far here in the set.
Lovely return there, setting up the short ball. He's a cool customer, Tommy Paul.
I mean, listen, you feel like he's run away with this set in many ways, and yet it's just a single break. But some of these misses here by the thinnest of margins, just allowing O'Connell to kind of hang around at the moment at the 2-hour mark.
15-13.
Ball person dropped the ball that he had hit well into the air, to the dismay of this crowd inside Key Arena.
Even Tommy showing his disappointment at the catch.
Oh, come on. David, that is just out of this world.
Both players covering some serious real estate there.
15-14.
What angles. And what class from Tommy Paul to set up a couple of chances. 5th straight game with at least one break point. He knows he's left some things on the table in this set. Now 1 of 6 on his break chances, 3 of 13 for the night. Yeah, appropriately punished for that dropper, and Tommy Paul finally gets that insurance break. 5-1 here in the third.
Paul leads by 5 games to 1.
You really sense the physicality of the match. Just beginning to take its toll there.
I would not be at all surprised if we see Mr. O'Connell leave the court after this set concludes. As Tommy tries to take a 2-1 lead. And to kind of again capitalize on your point that you made earlier, David. Total number of points 34 for O'Connell. 27, kind of even out a little bit these last 2 games. But it's just been so much for O'Connell to deal with.
Very high workload.
Yeah.
And only a game in the set to show for that. Yeah. Good forehands there from O'Connell.
They didn't get the feet to where it needed to be. Rare moment where that's the case. To 30 all. Set point here for Tommy.
40-13.
And a good way to finish it. That's pretty dominant. Third set for Tommy Paul. 6-1 in the third. Indeed, it looks like
Lock it in.
riskier play right on that near sideline and overcooks it. 2 loose errors for O'Connell.
And needs to regroup here.
Unforced errors, and where he started so clean in that second set, this is the exact opposite here early in the fourth for O'Connell as Paul grabs break chances. 6 straight games where Tommy Paul's had at least one look. Tommy Paul, in about 83 seconds, grabs a break, 1-love here in the fourth. And we saw that stat. He's a pretty darn good front runner in control of his destiny.
Yeah, that's not the start that Chris O'Connell wanted to that set. All credit to Tommy Paul there. Flawless.
Well, this is going to be a very difficult road back here for Christopher O'Connell, especially, as we said, the fact that there is just such a distinct difference right now in terms of that energy.
Yeah, and as we said, very hard player to hit through is Tommy Paul. Just so solid off both wings. Really playing at a high level at the moment. It's going to take something special from Chris O'Connell. Would love a break back right here.
Balls as well for Tommy here at 1-love. Four unforced errors for Chris O'Connell in the first 5 points.
And something that he normally does really well is controlling that unforced error count. Yeah, he's up against it right now.
Dropped at any point.
Yeah, looks like he's really playing within himself, doesn't he? Finding the spots in the court that he wants to.
Almost feels like we're playing an exhibition with that kind of point.
Yeah, Tommy Paul is enjoying his night out here on Kia Arena, isn't he?
And Christopher O'Connell is not.
And he looks a little bit dejected at the moment.
No, 8 for 8 to start the set. Tommy Paul consolidates quickly.
Paul leads by 2 games to 0.
Chris O'Connell here looking for some advice from his dad and coach, and two-way conversation there actually, so I'm not sure what they were talking about. It didn't seem like so much an instruction.
Number 5, the unforced error count.
You've got to stop the runner points here, very important.
Stops the bleeding, but again, I mean, multiple points where O'Connell looks completely done within the point.
Yeah, he's just not quite recovering after the shots. You see Tommy Paul got caught there.
He was grabbing the throat of the racket for that ball.
Really holding the racket really high there. Not sure expecting that ball of Chris O'Connell to go over there.
Crucial here, and this is where a crowd can pay off, potentially. Again, a long way to go here, but got to find some energy, and sometimes it comes externally.
Enjoy winning a few quicker points like that. Very important. In the last couple of sets, they've been few and far between, the quick points for Chris O'Connell, having to work so hard on his service games.
On the scoreboard. And again, Tommy Paul in control here in this fourth set with an early break lead at 2-1. Yeah, that first 9 points in a row going the way of the American, it's again just kind of indicative of what we have seen over the last 45 minutes or so. And I mean, it's hard maintaining that level. I keep harping on that, but yeah, that energy is going to have to come from somewhere to get to that level.
Yeah, I think Tommy Paul starting that fourth set, you know, being 2 sets to 1 up, really aggressive from the start, and then now up a break in the fourth set, really unleashing on a few returns, and that's the time you want to pick it up a bit. I think he's sensing that Chris O'Connell's probably physically dropped a little bit.
Yep.
And he definitely feels good. It's evident that he's got a lot more to give. Tommy Paul.
Time.
Just so impressed with his level of physicality and his consistency in that area. Look at him there. Wow.
Yep.
Sending a message there, wasn't he?
Yeah, 100% he was.
Yeah, springing out of his chair.
Sometimes those little messages like that can really pay off. You just don't want to be still sitting in your chair after time has been called and just see your opponent just sprint over with no qualms.
He's still full of beans, isn't he, Tommy Paul? Chris O'Connell, he's a tough character. He's worked so hard to get opportunities like this. He's going to hang in here.
30 long.
First to the set, 11th of the day. A few American fans, a couple. Wild miss from Paul. Might be an understatement that I just made.
Rush of blood from the American.
No mistakes there. Much more controlled and gain points.
40-15.
Still so incredibly efficient, finding that forehand up the line, sneaking in behind it. Again, a pretty comfortable hold there for Tommy Paul to 3-1.
And as you mentioned, Mike, he's really holding serve so efficiently. And pressure goes straight back on over the other side of the net to Chris O'Connell.
8 of 9 here in this fourth set. .23 difference in terms of total points played at this stage between O'Connell and his serve and Paul on his. There you go, 111 to 88.
Yeah, that's significant.
Oh, come on. Come on, Tommy! That's dirty. It's mean. It's incredible. It's Tommy Paul.
Stole one there, didn't he? Look at this.
Guessed right, got the racket perfect. Just some superstar stuff from Tommy Paul. There's that one, however, was a missed opportunity there. Pretty decent look on the backhand wing. Just feels a tad bit inevitable at this stage, right? Again, Tommy just taking that ball early. Finds another return winner. Oh, he brought it back.
Wow.
Oh, Tommy. Don't do him like this, man.
Yeah, you really can't hit a better slice backhand up through the line than that.
15-14.
Yeah, very despondent reaction there from Chris O'Connell. He's curled that. Wow, that's a quality forehand. Great response there. Hanging tough, Chris O'Connell.
freebies there for O'Connell to stay alive.
Yeah, we really needed two quality serves, and he's come up with them. Still some work to do, though. Again, another long service game for Chris O'Connell.
Yeah, great time for three points, and I keep going back to it, this idea as well, just hanging around right now, O'Connell. That idea of just keeping tight.
Yeah, still only one break.
See if Paul's level drops a bit.
Yeah, 5-set tennis. Definite amount of momentum shifts aren't there.
Just off the back heel there, really couldn't get the weight transfer necessary there, Chris O'Connell. So we go back to deuce, another multiple deuce game on his serve. Brings that back. I think we should just stop the match. Complaining about that.
Advantage O'Connell.
Not sure what that was about there.
Chris O'Connell overcomes some hot shots out of Tommy Paul. Paul leading 3-2.
Paul leads by 3 games to 2.
Yeah, great job, Chris O'Connell there, finding his first serve. Again, though, under the pump. Found some answers. And very importantly, still only one break. This was absolutely extraordinary. I mean, that slice backhand, absolute quality. Almost disbelief. Yeah.
But the fact that Chris O'Connell then just buckled down, right? I mean, that's kind of that deflating, defeating type of a shot, and he just finds a way to find a hole.
Yeah, as I've mentioned a few times through the match, really known for his grit, his tenacity, incredible resilience. Took him a long number of years to get to this level, and he sustained it well. You know, last 3 years, top 100 finishes.
Chris O'Connell grabbing a couple of extra fluids, it looks like, out of the bag. Again, that fatigue certainly setting in for him on what has been a very physical night against a very informed Tommy Paul. Leads here 3-2. That pressure points won. Yeah, O'Connell somehow finding his way through, but again, the fact that he's been the one under duress, so those pressure points often coming on his serve.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, a little bit misleading on those stats sometimes because they're all up against on his serve. That's correct.
All at 3-2. Shushing themselves in the middle of the second serve swing motion. There was a flash photography behind O'Connell.
A lot of traffic directed there at the Tommy Paul forehand.
So that's what we talk about. Just stay tight and see if that level drops ever so slightly. And 4 straight points won by Chris O'Connell to love 30.
Yeah, real important here for Chris. Have a lot of energy here. Worked very hard to get back this opportunity to love 30.
Slider out wide does the trick. Number 12 on the night. Back to back with it. That is hammered. 217.
Yeah, that's great serving. Down a break point, love 30, slows it down, gets the angle 160 out wide, 15-30.
That's the biggest of the night for
Yeah, wow. That's some great variety of pace there.
Tough miss.
40-30.
Love 30 quickly evaporated now. Game point, Tommy Paul.
Knows that ball on a key second serve is going to be towards that backhand.
Yeah, needed to make that point at 30 all.
Filthy. Just filthy. From love 30 down, 4 straight points for Tommy Paul to get it to 4-2.
Paul leads by 4 games to 2.
So the push there from O'Connell thwarted.
Takes the pace off that, drops it short. Crowd trying to give Chris O'Connell some energy.
Just to get a couple of free and easy ones. Cheapies.
Enjoy those. They've been few and far between, having to work so hard to hold serve. Chris O'Connell really serving well at the moment.
Yeah.
Last service game, high percentage of first serves. Yeah, getting some free points here.
Yeah, really mentally strong is Chris O'Connell. Again, just keeping things tight in this 4th set, just 79 seconds. It's 4-3.
Yeah, that was his quickest service game in a long time. Very efficient there from Chris O'Connell.
We went through that stretch where was a total of 6 straight games where Tommy Paul had at least a single break chances. Now in the last 3 service games, 2 that would we classify as easy holds, 1 to 15, 1 to love here. Adding some electrolytes into that water here. We are 2.5 hours-ish, just past 11 o'clock local time. And yeah, even if this temperature is dropping with that work rate as high as it is, that sweat pouring out of Christopher O'Connell.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got to stay diligent with that. He's hoping to get it into a 5th set here. Still got some work to do to get to that point.
Time.
And again, you can see Tommy Paul really getting out of the chair early there. showing that he's got a lot left physically, and almost like Chris O'Connell could do an extra 30 seconds on the change of ends to finish his banana.
It's intentional, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's within the rules, of course, but yeah, he's just showing him he feels good. Yeah. You see referee Nadal used to do that a lot, out of the chair.
And after the coin toss as well.
Nadal used to start that actually in the locker room prior to the match. What a player.
Didn't do enough with the backhand. He pays the price.
Yeah, that's great energy from Chris O'Connell, really getting up to that drop shot, anticipating the cross-court ball here.
There was definitely a bigger angle available to Paul on that swing.
Thank you.
For the first time, Tommy is pausing a little bit with some of this noise.
Yeah, they're getting quite boisterous. As you said, 11 p.m. here.
Ambitious.
Yeah, really knifed that slice return, didn't he? Went through the court quite quickly.
15-13.
One of the few times where we've seen Tommy Paul rushed on that backhand side.
Oh, perfect close out there from Paul. Once he sees that racket face open, rushes the net. 30 all now.
Really closing the net out well, making sure.
Not sure if those are snakes or shushes in the crowd.
40-13.
It's good serving last couple of points. Yeah. Chris O'Connell still looking for answers.
Thank you.
It's wide. David, there is nothing better in my mind than late night tennis. It just gets a little bit weird. and you just see the players who are able to kind of rise above it and just continue their quality, and that focus is just immense there from Tommy Paul to 5-3.
Yeah, often the crowds that are willing to stay around really get rewarded, don't they?
Yep.
Some very memorable matches here that have gone well into the morning hours.
So serving to stay in it. Chris O'Connell, 3-5.
Wait, please.
Yep. The quality you have to have on those approaches against Tommy Paul.
The athlete he is, he puts so much pressure on your volley also. Just attacks the ball with his legs. Yeah, incredible.
So disheartening, too. 7th of the night, 2nd of the set.
Chris O'Connell really found his first serve
Yeah.
here in his last few service games.
69% for the set.
Serving at a high level, getting rewarded.
Unreturned serves has increased pretty dramatically as well. 13 unreturned serves in the set for O'Connell.
Yeah.
And 27 points. Oh, come on. The quality from Tommy.
It's a pretty decent first volley there from Chris O'Connell.
40-13.
Just so quick onto this ball here. Yeah, the dipper.
Yep.
Change of direction from Tommy Paul there. It was already leaning the other way. Had the strength and balance to change.
O'Connell again taking some extra time looking at the serve clock. Pulls it wide. To deuce we go.
Really quality approach there. Tommy Paul into the backhand of O'Connell.
Slider out wide there, 160.
Advantage O'Connell.
Spot well.
There's Chris O'Connell's team. Alan Obst, physio there for Tennis Australia.
Yeah, just really quality stuff here.
He's showing some heart. Yeah, really showing some heart.
Yeah.
He's known for that.
Pushing it to the limit. Call trying to close it out in a moment. Yeah, the quality from Tommy has been so high through the entirety of this match. Chris O'Connell has been really close to matching it throughout, right?
Yeah, I think that's very accurate there, and it's so hard physically to do that.
Yeah.
You know, you're probably definitely top 5 physical players in the world. And Chris knew that coming in, and I think you've mentioned a few times how he's using the clock to make sure he's getting his recovery, getting his heart rate down. That was obviously a plan. Yeah, Tommy's been able to maintain that level, and Chris has matched him at times. And then other times the level's dropped a little and Tommy Paul's run away with it. But he's really hung in well here. Just went down that early break, unfortunately, but after that had served really well. Found his first serve.
All on the line right now for Tommy Paul, the American. 6-0 in first rounds here at the Australian Open, including a run to the semifinals 2 years ago. Looking to extend that streak to 7-0 in first round matchups. Serving for it at 5-4. Shape on a couple of those swings. The revolution's not quite there. To the delight of this crowd at Cain Arena.
Yeah. They want to see some more tennis.
Missed that too. And what an opening for Chris O'Connell at love 30.
Yeah, Chris doing a great job there. Really got good depth cross court. Keeping Tommy Paul pinned in that backhand corner. Probably pulled the trigger a bit early there. Little opening.
Just high percentage there from Tommy Paul to 15-30.
15-30.
Yeah, attacking the open court well. Deep volley here.
He was going to make O'Connell come up with the goods there. Oh, he's pushed that wide, and 2 chances for Chris O'Connell.
And some real energy now, isn't there?
15-14.
He's worked so hard to hang tough in the set to give himself this opportunity right here.
Please, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Tommy Paul blinks. It's 5-all.
New ball. New ball. New ball. 5 games over.
We didn't see that coming at 3 love in that 4th set.
Think back to those 2 chances that Tommy Paul had. 15-40 to go up 4-1. Unable to convert. The steadiness there. I'm sure if he was asking about...
I need to tell them what's the reason.
It's the shoulder. He's dealing with a left shoulder issue. So the physio's going to be coming out for Tommy Paul.
Wow.
You've noticed a couple of times when he's come out, right?
Yes.
He's rotating that left arm.
Yes, I did notice that. This match really interesting at the moment.
Just let it bounce, right?
Yeah, he was quite tentative. Definitely a lot of noise there as he was waiting for that lob to come. Yeah, lets it drop too low.
So it's twice he's missed these overheads on very high defensive lobs. And a tester now at 15-30.
Wait, please. Thank you.
I'm going to quote Taylor Swift here. There's a lot going on at the moment.
30.
The zip seems to be gone from Tommy. Probably specifically so on that backhand wing. Not really able to pull the trigger there.
Yeah. He's really hung in well, Chris O'Connell, having to work so hard to maintain contact.
40-13.
Chance to take his first lead of the set.
Real gutsy performance this set from Chris O'Connell.
Turnaround here late in the fourth. Chris O'Connell has extended it and takes a lead, 6-5.
O'Connell leads by 6 games to 5.
So physio out. It is again left shoulder for Tommy Paul right now. Left bicep potentially. Taylor, along with me, Mike Cation here, and what is this injury going to do to his form? What can it impact?
Yeah, you're right. There was only a slight, a couple of movements there where he was shaking his arm, but he definitely not as free off that side, off the back end. He was really lasering a few shots early in the set, and then it's definitely affected him. Not to take away from the efforts of Chris O'Connell there, though, to hang in there. Looks like it's on the anterior portion of his left shoulder, doesn't it?
We are in the midst of a evaluation period, though, for Tommy Paul. This is not a medical timeout at this stage. Physio is out there for the left shoulder of Tommy. And yeah, just discussing right now whether he's actually going to receive this treatment or not. Sounds like it's going to happen at the next changeover, or I guess it would be the set break.
Extraordinary turnaround, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Such a dominant fourth set until it wasn't for Tommy Paul. Had break chances in 3-1 return game. Had 2 looks on O'Connell's serve at 15-40. Not able to convert because of high quality serving from O'Connell, who's just kind of hung around in this fourth set. Now out in front, but no medical timeout there. And some worry there on the face of Brad Stein on the left for the first time here on the day. And this crowd is active inside Cain Arena.
We're singing in unison. It's a great atmosphere, isn't it? Yeah.
So Tommy Paul serving to stay in the set, force a breaker. Just under 3 hours on the clock.
Thank you.
All at 5-6. Oh no. Disastrous miss there for O'Connell.
They set that point up really well, did Chris O'Connell.
15 on.
I love the way he took the return early. Just taking his eye off the ball there.
I feel like this pace has dropped off pretty dramatically here for Tommy. Even that serve just doesn't feel like he's hitting it with the same zip. It's still fine.
30 on.
Yeah, definitely noticeable off that backhand.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has affected his other parts of his game now.
The forehand doesn't have much authority to it at this stage. That said, 30 love here.
Out. 14 long.
Tommy Paul sensing that Chris O'Connell was leaning to his left, looking for a forehand. Good awareness there, taking him out wide.
Oh, that forehand had some zip on it. Answers some questions right there with the serve +1 to force the breaker here in this 4th set.
Yeah, that live arm of his back there.
Just a couple of words there from Brad Stein.
Yeah, on the left there, trainer Sebastian.
No, he's got it right on the line out of Christopher O'Connell. Great start, 1-0.
1-0.
Again, important point. Christopher O'Connell directing traffic to the forehand there of Tommy Paul. That's it. Inside in. Good heavy forehand there to win the point.
Oh, it's the right play, just missing long.
Absolutely.
1-0.
Coaches always talk about that being that acceptable miss, if you will, looking for that spot.
Has to stay aggressive here.
Yep.
2-1.
Can't do it there.
Paul.
Beautiful slider out wide out of Tommy Paul. This has been his match to control. Just that stretch through the second with O'Connell finding that high level of aggression himself.
Yeah, and then towards the end of the 4th, yeah.
3-1, there's your first mini break for the American.
3-1. Paul.
Great return here, and attacking the open court. A lot of pressure on there.
And once again, that contact point of the return inside the baseline took it early.
Yeah, cutting the angle of movement.
That's a brutal miss. After such a high level for him that raised late in the set. A couple of unforced errors out of Christopher O'Connell, giving Paul this 4-1 edge. Return miss, a key one. That's hard fought.
Yeah, that's high-level tennis there. Chris O'Connell really pinned in that corner there.
Finally got over the top of that backhand, changes the structure of the point.
Yeah, he got a deep one up the line there to get things back on even terms within the point. Fantastic effort from Chris. Hanging tough yet again, like he has done all match.
Fun time as well. The convergence right now, late night here in Australia, also back
No music, please. Thank you.
in the U.S. 7:30-ish in the morning back in Tommy's home state of Florida at this stage. So folks waking up to some really high level stuff here. So one of the mini breaks back. And one more serve here from Paul, now from the near side.
Thank you.
Well, just enough on that return, and backs it with another solid backhand. We're back level on serve at 4-3.
Again, showing tremendous resilience. His team's pumped.
4-3. Paul.
Yeah. Puts a little bit of extra on this, draws the error. Back on serve.
Big stat we've been looking at is the percentage when he does come over the top of the backhand. In this set, it's 68%, David.
Yeah, back high again, isn't it? Yeah.
Level at 4.
Tommy Paul just lifting off that last forehand.
Paul just completely mistimed the return.
Yeah, he did. He's been so good at that throughout the match.
4 on the trot for O'Connell. Nose is out in front.
Ladies and gentlemen, please do not shout during serve. Thank you.
Yeah, he's pulled it wide. 5 straight points for Christopher O'Connell.
6,
and 2 chances to extend it to a 5th.
Yeah, chose to go inside in there to the smaller part of the court, paid the price. 5 points in a row, 2 set points.
Thank you.
No, well done. This left shoulder is really causing some issues right now.
Yeah, it's almost
some real pain there.
Yeah, it's almost every point he's really shaking that left shoulder, isn't it? Tommy Paul playing a good point there, unlike the previous point, going to the big area of the court.
But it's on the racket here. O'Connell. And set point number 2. From the brink, O'Connell forces the 5th. Going the distance here at Kia Arena.
Wow.
I don't think wow begins to describe it well enough, David Taylor. Let's look at the stat summary there for this fourth set, and just give all the credit in the world to Chris O'Connell, just finding the strength, summoning something late in the set. The serve percentage so incredibly high, and really we have to go back to that 3-1 service game, right? 72% really started there at 15-40 down, already down to break, and the serve quality was off the charts.
Yeah, you can see they're pretty, really reduced the unforced errors, still above the winners there, but really solid there. I think that was a set of two parts, was the coming back from the deficit there early in that set. Just looking at the highlight reel.
Yeah, just a couple of missed opportunities here. And I go back to this idea of the break chances for Tommy Paul through this match, right? 5 of 17. There were moments in the second. He had looks late in the second. He had the opportunity to stretch the lead to 2 breaks here in the fourth and not converting. And that's why we're into a 5th set upcoming here in just a couple of minutes. Well, this crowd is absolutely electric right now. Tommy Paul just had the physio come out during this set break. Again, not resigned, holds all the way down the stretch. Tommy Paul serving to start this 5th. Pushed it long.
Love 15.
I think a smart play here, looking to find some ways forward, as Tommy maybe has lost a little bit from the ground. If you can shorten some points here, it'd be very beneficial. Serve and volley, he's kind of gotten away from that, right? The opportunity, we talked about it at the outset of this match, for him to rush that backhand specifically with O'Connell chipping as much. The fact that O'Connell's been coming over the top has kind of taken that away from Paul.
Yeah, that's very accurate. O'Connell here, though, since he's got a bit more energy now, obviously, a bit of adrenaline running through his veins.
So Paul does settle in, gets a hold to start this 5th set. O'Connell taking a look over at Tommy as well as he went to the chair. I am surprised that he didn't take a medical timeout.
No. He does look still worried, though.
Yep.
Chris O'Connell's got to put that out of his mind, though. He's done such a good job of taking care of his own side of the court, especially in the latter stages of that 4th set. And having gone down that early break, he really recovered well, didn't he? He hung in there.
Legs are fine. I don't think that's an issue in any way, shape, or form for Paul.
Father Ian there, partner Olivia.
Crush and rush out of Paul, and had that open opportunity.
15.
The crush and rush. I wonder if that'll catch on down under, Mike.
First person I heard it from was indeed Brad Stein, coach for Tommy Paul a few years back.
Any discomfort there on that return.
Look at it here. Full stretch. Pressure on that left shoulder as he put it down.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, the backhand quality has been exceptional of late for Christopher O'Connell.
It's a lovely looking shot, isn't it? Really,
14 long.
I like when he takes it early, gets his racket head going forward early around the outside of the ball. Lovely stroke, very technically correct.
Well, ball person's lost his shoe. A little bit of Noah Rubin versus John Isner in Washington a few years back. Quick hold there for O'Connell to 1 game all.
Yeah, he was having such trouble throughout the middle portions of the match holding serve.
Yeah.
He's done a lot better job of that in recent times. Fans filtering in, the words got out. This is, yeah.
You know, only one other match around the grounds right now. Caroline Garcia came away from extending to a third her match with Naomi Osaka. So yeah, a lot of Aussie action here inside Kia Arena.
Yeah, second, 5th set match in a row with an Australian on this court.
I have to correct you, it's only 4 sets. Kakanakis. It just felt like 5.
Excuse me.
4 hours plus.
Well, it is nearly midnight here. Yeah, you're right, Mike.
Yeah, an extended one here at Kia Arena through this day. This is match number 4. We started right at 11 o'clock, but this court has been lengthy today.
Excuse me.
Yeah, serve and volley again out to that ad wing. Couple of them here. He's a perfect 7 for 7 on the night, the serve and volley points.
Yeah, really placing that serve well up on the service line there. Terrific angle.
Oh my.
Whoa.
Electric. It's a dart thrown by Tommy Paul. We're going to look at it here. O'Connell's pointing to a mark and scratching his head as he feels that that mark and that call don't match up. But this is just phenomenally good.
Oh. Yeah, he's not gonna get that changed.
Game ball.
So pretty easy holds to start this 5th set. It's 2-1 Paul out in front. Well, it looks like Tommy has asked for a ball kid to go grab something from Brad Stein. That is, I think it's a painkiller. Just looks like a bottle of Advil or something along those lines, right? I mean, look at that left arm right now. It's limp.
I think O'Connell taking a little bit of exception of getting treatment. You can see they're allowed to give drinks and yeah, it's a different supplement. It's an interesting one, isn't it?
I'll let the powers that be handle that one. We'll stay out of it. Well, Tommy Paul once again trying to show a little bit of life, a little bit of energy as he trots out in front of Christopher O'Connell, who's received some new clothing from out in the hallway. Has gone through at least 6, 7, maybe 8 shirts on the night. Just getting an extra couple bits of clothing there as he comes out to serve at 1-2 from the near side.
There's the team of O'Connell.
To wrong foot Tommy Paul. O'Connell did it well.
He's done a good job on that forehand recently. Been more aggressive, gone cross court, taken the ball early.
Feels like Tommy is rushing himself a little bit when he does get that forehand because of clear discomfort with the backhand swing. So it feels like he's trying to do more earlier in the point.
Yeah, I think you're right there. We're pressing a bit too early.
Double figures himself. 10 aces on the night for O'Connell. Through the first 4 games of this 5th set, just a singular return point won. It's 2-all.
2 games all.
Yeah, both players have come out in the 5th set serving at a high level. So O'Connell, 100%. First serve's won.
Towing that fine line right now, David, of that crowd. You want them to be engaged. You want them to support their local hero. You don't want it to cross over that line. It's always a really tricky one.
Yeah, don't want to impede the match negatively.
Return winner.
I like that.
15-all.
Really assertive there on the second serve return.
Return winner of the night for O'Connell. Again, a little bit slow off the mark from Tommy Paul.
It's too good.
8 of 8 serve and volley points.
30-15.
Using a slice serve wide there. Really good angle. Well up inside the box.
Yeah, 7 appearances at the net through these initial 5 games for Paul in the set. Another serve and volley. That just missing. So 9 of 9 in the serve and volley points.
40-15.
Obviously reducing the amount of backhands that he's hitting by doing that.
Exactly.
That's smart tennis under the conditions there.
Yeah, and again, pretty quick and efficient. Paul, simple hold gets us a 2-3-2. We are midway through the 5th set here at Key Arena.
Sorry. Can you fill this up with water? Thanks.
I don't think the messages that are coming into those two cell phones right now are exactly the most pleased.
No, I'd say they're questions of concern,
Yep.
wouldn't they?
Meanwhile, Christopher O'Connell has been, looks like he's been doing some washing back behind him. He's trying to lay everything out so that it can dry properly.
Time.
And asking for a little bit of extra hydration in those water drop bottles. It's been a fascinating matchup here between these two. Fourth meeting, third at the tour level. And the second time that these two have played at a slam. The other one being Roland Garros. Back in 2021, Tommy Paul outlasting O'Connell in that one 10-8 in the fifth set. That could be a similar score, but in a tiebreak to decide this fifth set here in Melbourne. It's O'Connell who will serve from behind the rest of the way in this one at 2-3. Pulled it wide. A rare moment of backhand slice to backhand slice.
15 love.
Yeah, interesting to see Tommy Paul engaging in that pattern. But no doubt because of the concern for his left shoulder.
Yep. That's well done, the footwork there to get to that extreme angle inside out of Tommy Paul to force that error. And yeah, Tommy, hearing from Brad Stein, dig deep, says Steiner. Yeah, just a throwback to that United Cup. Obviously, Tommy's good friend Taylor Fritz, one of the two leaders of that team, along with Coco Gauff, the MVP. 15-all now. This is the first test for either player at 15:30.
I was down underneath in the play area the other day and I saw Coco Gauff explaining the shovel to some players. So a few questions around that. People saw it on TV.
A couple years ago for the Americans, it was locked in. This year, the dig.
And the crush and rush. We
Keep coming up with some interesting phrases. He's forced the issue. Really good movement there from Tommy Paul. Again, getting to the net with a high success rate here in this fifth. And it looks like O'Connell might have tweaked something, as he's going to face two break chances here.
Yeah, father coach Ian looking a little bit worried there, but Brad Stein would be happy with that. Really digging deep.
5 of 17 on the break chances is Tommy Paul. It's been his downfall here tonight. just hammering that forehand.
Yeah, putting some pace into the backhand. Tommy Paul forced to get in the second hand onto the racket there.
30-14.
Didn't look comfortable though, did he? There. Still break point, 30-40.
Oh, he caught him. Picked right. And saves another break chance. Tommy Paul's 5 of 19 now, and we're at deuce.
What a quality point here from Chris O'Connell. Taking the pace off, doing a short volley. He was hoping to get that first volley a little bit shorter than that, but he got away with it. Held the line well. As we've seen so many times, able to absorb the pressure on his service games.
Paul not thrilled with that call. He's not going to get another look at it.
Advantage O'Connell.
Great composure here from Chris O'Connell. Finding quality serve in the most critical parts of the match.
Yeah, 3 straight absolute bombs here.
Yeah, that's quality.
Well, eventually, Paul breaks down once again.
New balls, please.
The survival instincts of Christopher O'Connell on display again. Keeps us on serve at 3-all.
Just have seen it time and time again, haven't we? The way he's been able to fend off break points.
3 games all.
This guy's really using all the court at this point.
Lunging there on that forehand.
Just looking a little bit off balance in the latter stages of the match, Tommy Paul. Three hours, 33 minutes.
That's not going to get it done. And to put it into numerical terms here, and we're talking about the backhand being not as effective. He's lost 12 kilometers an hour on the average backhand speed. So it's dropped from 116 early down to about 104 right now. So just some real issues on that wing.
Yeah, that's significant loss of power.
That's the first serve and volley point lost on the night. And here comes Christopher O'Connell, stretch of 6 straight points, and opening here at love 30.
Thank you.
Oh, he's got it.
That's great movement.
3 chances as O'Connell's rattled off
Love
7
14.
straight points.
Yeah, using the time, getting around here, pulling the trigger inside in. Great sportsmanship there from Tommy Paul, applauding the winner.
Very rare free point for Paul on serve in this 5th set. Just the 3rd unreturned serve. He'd had been at about a 32% clip through the rest of the day, 17% here in the 5th. It's going to miss wide.
Yeah, real percentage tennis there. Chip return from O'Connell.
30-14.
Just putting a lot of pressure. Deep approach shot right in the corner.
Certainly think he's going to go either kicker or flat out wide again to see if he gets that chip off of the O'Connell backhand.
Interested to see if he's serving volleys here.
Yeah. Oh, he missed it. Oh, my word.
Absolutely the right shot to go for.
Yep. Shocked he got a forehand there.
Yeah, you can see the coach and Dad Ian there applauding the intent.
Mm-hmm.
And rightly so.
Yeah, just good closeout here from Tommy Paul. 4 straight points for him now to a game point.
Tommy Paul so often had looked over the other side of the net and watched his opponent absorb some long service games. He's having to do the same.
Well, Tommy Paul really did have to dig quite deep for that one. From a love 40 deficit to 4-3 here in the 5th. Well, it's Tommy Paul again, just trying to adjust this left shoulder as much as he can. The amount of pain medication he's been taking here through this 5th set pretty high, and just really, again, just this inability to really do a lot with that left shoulder. It feels limp, almost looks dead, and every time he does sit down, just doesn't have a lot of strength in it. Pain medication coming from the coach in the stands.
Looks like he's in some acute pain there, even.
Yeah.
Not just discomfort.
Now, this has been an absolutely electric one here at Key Arena with that limp left arm for Tommy Paul. Will once again trot out of the chair. O'Connell was out first for the first time in quite some time, David.
Yeah, good catch there. Sending the message back. He'd received that quite often from the other side.
Mm-hmm. Great chances for both players in the last couple of games. O'Connell's the one who deals with scoreboard pressure down the stretch. 3-4 now. It's off the baseline and good. O'Connell's going to want to take a look at that, but they felt like it skids off of it.
Yeah, back portion of the line there. Tommy Paul rewarded for his aggression there. Takes the first point.
Serve 167, sliding away from that forehand.
A real effective slider, accurately down the tee. That extra movement.
Serving at a very good 67% clip in this fifth set is O'Connell.
Quality of serving from Chris's racket's really gone up, hasn't it?
Yeah, the last 2 sets.
Yeah.
Just enough there out of O'Connell. That backhand from Tommy, right? That's the one. He can't do a lot with that. Look at a pass. I mean, that's normally either a pass or a two-shot pass combination. And he's just having to float that backhand.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Chris gets his way into the net a bit more. Let's see Chris's team there.
Yeah, perfect 5 for 5 here. Net points in this fifth set for O'Connell. And if I had to guess, all 5 of those movements forward were attacking that backhand side. Gain points here for Chris.
Game O'Connell.
Yeah, just a lack of commitment there and just unsure of what to do with that backhand side. 4-all now.
4 games over.
Pretty impressed with Coach Dad.
I don't think he's changed his expression once.
I tell you what, and that's what a player wants. They want to look up there and see a consistent, a consistent body language from the box, and he's done it really well.
Who's going to blink first?
Love 15.
First time, I think, since early in the first. Tommy Paul's at a negative winner to unforced error count. That is going to make up for it. Now level 60 winners, 60 unforced errors, and just spectacular quality in the net.
Yeah, really well constructed. Look where Chris O'Connell has to return this serve from. Yeah, showing some real class there with that serve and volley.
Yeah, 39 of 49 at the net for Tommy. 15 appearances here in this fifth set.
You were mentioning Brad was so impressed with his breakthrough at Queens.
Yep.
And obviously served and volleyed quite a lot that week. And
2 indoor titles to boot last year.
Yeah.
Dallas and Stockholm.
Winning tournaments all over the globe.
Caught the outside of the line. Tommy Paul can't believe it.
These guys almost stuck in a forehand cross-court drill there, weren't they?
Sees the bad news and the kangaroo right behind him.
He knows it caught it.
He's the same color as the kangaroo right now. And yellow and green is a choice. Big spot here, 30-all. Oh, it's just well handled.
Wow.
215 T serve.
Great composure there from Tommy Paul.
Outstanding quality down the stretch and pressure moments. Oh, and Christopher O'Connell.
I think he's in some trouble here with cramping.
Yes, he is. Oh my, so Paul gets the hold, and
by 5 games to 4.
some really nervy moments here for Christopher O'Connell.
Team really concerned there.
Yeah. Is that a cramp, or did he twist something down at the underneath the tarp there?
I believe it was the start of a cramp. Yeah, pulled up after extending himself in that point. As he has all match, showing tremendous heart, chasing everything down. His team's worried there. Yeah, Father Ian, coach, telling him to keep moving.
He's been drinking pickle juice since midway through the 3rd set.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get another look at it here. After, again, just absolutely ridiculous quality here. That ball into the open court, and O'Connell able to track it down, but not this one.
Yeah, I think he felt it there just after that slide.
Yeah, an insanely physical match, especially so for Christopher O'Connell.
Oh.
Asking a lot here, but this crowd is going to help boost the levels of energy.
Started out seeing some Darryl Braithwaite there, the horses.
Serving to stay in this match for a 2nd time, had to do it in the 4th as well. Here at 4-5. Remarkable, absolutely remarkable. Catches the baseline with that forehand, and once again, O'Connell reaches for that left leg at love 15.
He thought he'd done enough to win the point there. He couldn't believe that dropped in. This one there.
Yeah, definitely in.
Looks like that left quad.
Got it, return winner. Not the cleanest swing, but just enough, and 2 points away.
Yeah. Tommy Paul sensing an opportunity here, isn't he? Planning himself well inside the baseline to return the 2nd serve. Made the commitment to go forward.
Desperate for a first serve here. Great 1-2. Quality serve down the tee. Took the backhand early, whipped across court. getting the job done as well. Second ace of the set, 11th of the night. Point for 5-all.
His character's been tested all night. He's had the goods. Got himself to a game point.
O'Connell again wants a look.
Yeah, just missed it. A fraction wide.
Deuce.
Wow.
Back to within 2 points of it.
What a point.
Stay strong. And finds incredible quality of depth for another game point. 15-shot rally deep in this one. Closing in on the 4-hour mark. Paul unable to feel his left shoulder.
With his partner, Olivia, living every shot. He's showing some heart here, as he has all match. Chris O'Connell, another game point.
Yeah, left a wide open court, but the quality of that forehand shining through once again. We play on to 5-all.
Game's over.
Absolute warriors out here tonight.
The match has been played in such good sportsmanship from both players, hasn't it?
Left arm for Paul. Left quad, left knee for O'Connell.
Yeah, really at the end of the reserves, both players.
Wow, almost caused some real damage there.
15-all.
Umpire taking some evasive action there.
Tried to add a third injury to the list there. Oh, it's good.
Oh, it's caught it.
30-15.
David, that's 12 of 13 serve and volley points.
And he's doing it really frequently in this fifth set, isn't he?
Yeah, 9 of those, 14 serve and volley points in this fifth set. And 16 of 19 at the net here in the fifth.
Very successful employing that tactic.
Trick. Paul trying to cover up that backhand wing right now. gets burned with that backhand line. O'Connell's ability to take it over the top.
30 all.
Yeah, really effective change of direction there, wasn't it, from Chris O'Connell? Stepped in, took some time away, redirected up the line.
It's a rare forehand miss.
40-30.
Lorenz there. Still looking fashionable in these cold temperatures.
Calm under pressure.
Game
3 point for Paul. And he's gotten it to 6-5.
Paul leads by 6 games to 5.
This match certainly deserves a tie break to decide it. We'll see if O'Connell can get us there in a moment. Feels in some ways like Tommy's been playing this half of the 4th set and this 5th set with one arm tied behind his back in some ways.
Real testament to his physicality.
Yes.
That he's able to stay competitive against playing at the level that Chris O'Connell is.
Getting the wave here in this final changeover. Hearty crowd sticking around for what is the final match of day 2, technically day 3, with Naomi Osaka taking out Caroline Garcia 6-3 over Rod Laver Arena. Well, the energy of this crowd matching the high level of this first round battle between Christopher O'Connell and Tommy Paul. O'Connell went down love 30 in his last service game very quickly, drawing some energy from this crowd, trying to force the breaker. 5-6. That might be the best backhand that Tommy Paul has hit in this set.
Yeah, deciding to use it, come over it there. We haven't seen too many aggressive backhands in the set.
He's got it. It's a return winner out of Tommy Paul. And once again, he's 2 points away from it.
A lot of time to find his two-hand backhand there. Such quality off the return.
Oh, just incredible on the forehand quality out of Tommy Paul to set up 3 match points.
Love 40.
But this has been the question the entirety of this match. 5 of 19 on his break points. He'll have 3 looks here.
Well, Tommy Paul again using the 2 hands on the backhand early in that rally. Using it more this game than he has all set.
finds a way through.
6-2 through 6,
A perfect 7-0 in first rounds here at the Australian Open, outlasting Christopher O'Connell 7-5 in the 5th. Warriors both, but it's Paul moving on here in Melbourne. Barely able to use that left arm right now is Tommy Paul, but an opportunity to move forward in a high quality one here at Kia Arena.
Yeah, really tough effort there from Tommy Paul. As we talked about at the start of the match, has a lot of weapons, a lot of physical attributes, used them all there to find a way to win. What a gutsy performance, both players.
Yeah, just hard to put into words there. O'Connell finding a way deep in that 4th set to extend it, with Paul serving for it at 5-4, and he's going to hear it from this crowd.
A lot of momentum going at the start of that 5th set towards the Australian, wasn't there? Injury concern over Tommy Paul, but gee, credit to him for finding a way how to win that match.
Digging out of that love 40 hole in the 3-all service game. That's going to just be one of those moments that I'm sure both guys going to be thinking about for a while. O'Connell probably just a little bit longer. But now let's hear from our winner, the American, Tommy Paul.
Well, Tommy, good morning. What a roller coaster that was.
Yeah, you know, Chris played some awesome tennis, and I mean, as always, the energy in here was amazing. So thank you guys for coming out. I know you didn't want me to win, but it's always a lot of fun playing in front of you guys. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next round. There were a few issues that appeared with the shoulder as the match tended to go on. How's it feeling now? I don't know. We'll see. It's man, I really don't know at all. I mean, we're gonna check it out after the match and go from there. But I'm just happy to get through this one. Hopefully, I can get some good recovery in and be ready for the next match. I mean, just the shot making tonight from both of you was absolutely sublime. The rallies were pushed to the nth degree. I mean, that's a hell of a workout for the first round. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, I played Chris a couple times, and I mean, he can absolutely bring it, and today he did. I mean, I had to bring some of my best tennis out here today to get through that one. So, I mean, it was a lot of fun playing that match against Chris. It was a lot of fun playing in front of you guys. So, yeah, thank you guys. It's been a long day. Tommy, congratulations. Through to the second round. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. Tommy Paul, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Tommy not giving away.
Through to the second round.